You won't believe it. Every month he needs this number. And think about it, maybe he just needs an assistant. Getting a long-term partner isn't 3 million a month isn't too outrageous, right? But the nurse shot him down, saying he just wants to take the money and chill because caring for patients is exhausting. Old Q quickly found a surgical middleman, but this guy watched the video and immediately shook his head, saying he wouldn't touch brain surgery, too risky. Underground surgery isn't like a hospital where the director takes the fall. If something goes wrong with the surgeries he recommends, it's just him who's in hot. Old Q suddenly felt dizzy and ran to the restroom, pulling out a syringe and temporarily forgetting about the surgery. He firmly declared he didn't want to see any more and quickly hid in the restroom. He pulled out a painkiller, the intense pain almost knocking him out. This had been going on for 3 months, and he needed to find the source of all this drama. A month later, the big boss made a perfect exit, took his crew away, leaving CU and others to clean up the mess. He hustled from dawn to dusk, and the nurse, thirsty at night, searched everywhere for water, but the big boss had already moved everything. In the end, they were out of. He opened CU's backpack, and behold, a bottle of water inside. The parched nurse drank it all up. Sayozu went downstairs to throw out the garbage and saw CU confessing before a Buddha statue. He greeted CU but was cursed. Urged him to stop dragging, send the box to anesthetist Lauhan, organs needed ASAP. Flustered, Sayozu jumped in the car. Rain started pouring again, the car lights fading down the winding road. CU glanced up at the second floor of the old temple. The nurse had already fainted. Thiox's car slowed down, a bad feeling creeping in. He remembered CU's confessions and stopped the car to check the box. Inside were nothing but ice packs and a couple of broken popsicles, no human organs in sight. Sayozu immediately realized what was up and turned back to the old temple. At that moment, the nurse woke up, feeling groggy, and noticed her backpack was missing. After searching around, she found it in the operating room. The surroundings were dead silent with no witnesses, a perfect spot for a little murder mystery, right? Sayozu returned to the old temple and spotted CU coming downstairs. He swallowed hard and asked, "Is the nurse still around?" CU cheered, "Of course. Thanks, bury it quick." Next day, they drove home. After a 2-month business trip, CU had taken care of 3 puppies, all while the neighbor kept them well fed. Soon, some photos of CU's dog fights were 7 years without seeing each other, and this kid hadn't changed a bit. Old Q hadn't seen such a happy face in ages. Looks like he really likes it this way. One thing old Q never denied is that Head had countless apprentices, but there was only one like CU. Little did CU know he was being watched. As he left the pharmacy, he spotted a young guy with a mischievous grin sitting in front of the diner. How was this dude still on bail? Just then, a police car passed by, and the guy darted into the diner. The officer poked his head out to warn CU, "Be careful. That guy is the owner's brother, known as the notorious rapist Okwon." CU nodded to thank him, and after the police car left, he finally relaxed and went home. He had just sat down when his phone buzzed, and a familiar voice came through. After everything that happened, old Q stripped CU of his surgical qualifications, forbidding him from stepping foot in the operating room again. It felt like a nightmare he could endure without food, drink, sleep, but not without surgery. To beg his master's mercy, CU knelt in the rain all day. Morning till dusk, he knelt until the sun set. As old Q stepped out of the office, CU looked up with hopeful eyes, but all he got in return was a chilling. They locked eyes for a few seconds before old Q turned away, cold as ice. In that moment, as they brushed past each other, CU let out a frantic scream followed by a heart-wrenching sob, ending with a furious roar. His voice echoed across 7 years, only to receive the familiar line, "Long time no see." CU ground his teeth, but still let his master in. As old Q sat, he showed the police video. CU chuckled, "This technique is a match. No one else could do it." Old Q nodded in agreement. After all these years, CU's skills had improved a lot. CU let out a snicker. He walked into the kitchen to slice the cake old Q brought, causing the latter to experience a ringing in his ears. Then came severe headache. 3 months ago, he was diagnosed with brainstem glioma, luckily early. CU almost burst out laughing after hearing that and eagerly asked, "Is this colossal news real or just a joke?" Old Q, enduring the headache, replied, "The tumor's location is tricky. There can't be any complications post-surgery, especially with my hands. You should understand their worth. If he couldn't operate again, I'd rather await death." CU immediately said, "Then go die." Old Q didn't get mad, continuing, "I can only take 2 months off, so the surgery must be flawless." CU couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of needing pigs to hold hands for him to take the lead in the operation. Old Q stood up, saying he'd find the surgery location. Old Q seriously warned, engaging in illegal medicine carries criminal responsibility, either help him with surgery or go to jail. This statement left CU trembling with anxiety. Old Q turned to leave just like 7 years ago, but as soon as he stepped outside, the fierce headache hit him again, and he collapsed on the steps. Panic-stricken, he grabbed a painkiller from his pocket, but his hand trembled, sending the bottle flying. Dazed, he tried reaching to pick it up, but just then, the door swung open, and CU charged down the steps, kicking the bottle away. Old Q opened his mouth to speak, but saw CU lift his foot, crushing the bottle to pieces. A mournful sound escaped Old Q's throat as CU raised his foot once more. When the bottle shattered beneath him, 7 years of hatred erupted. That laughter was called to the Old Q's past glances. The old man stumbled by his feet. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.